Looking back into the Commodore 64's library reveals many games. More games than any other computer or system ever made. And with that, too many great titles got lost in the shuffle. This series is dedicated to highlighting these forgotten gems. Welcome to Commodore 64 Deep Cuts. So in this 10th episode, we're going to have a look at two C64 releases that have been lost to time. First up will be Mad Doctor, followed by Time Fighter. Mad Doctor was released on the C64 in 1985, a game by Creative Sparks, who were known for their really bizarre original games. Just check out Macbeth, Orc Attack, or the weirdness of Bird Mother, just for some examples. Mad Doctor, though, was in a whole other league. In fact, what genre it is pretty hard to define, but I'm dubbing it a Frankenstein simulator. You play Dr. Glockenspiel, who basically wants to create his own monster and breathe life into it. But in order to do that, a lot of dodgy things will have to take place. As the Doctor, you have free reign to wander around the 6 main areas of the game, representing your castle, the village, a cemetery, a forest maze, and Lightning Hill, where the final spark of life will be given to awaken your beast. You can walk around the edges of the map until you get to where you want to go, then enter a path to take you to the full screen-by-screen isometric adventure elements. The main gameplay will be searching for instruments to help with your operation, like for example, you'll need a bolt to keep your monster's head on, and you'll be looking for body parts from the dead or the living, which is where the game becomes kind of creepy. You interact with people and objects with a context-sensitive menu. When close to a person or thing, you'll get an option for various actions. Choose whichever you want to initiate it. It works a bit like LucasArts' Labyrinth or even the first Dan Dare game. You'll need to gather all the body parts and assemble them in your lab at the castle. This can be done by either pilfering pieces from dead people found at the cemetery or maybe even hung in the town square, or you can go on the hunt, Jack the Ripper style, to murder people in cold blood and take them back to your castle for harvesting. The two most important aspects, though, are to actually study your victims or corpses, where you'll get a description of a character. Not everyone has good body parts. You obviously want to assemble the ultimate monster after all. You'll also have to keep track of your health. You'll need to eat and drink to keep up your stamina. The more dodgy you are creating the monster, the more rebellious the townsfolk will become, making your job way harder to accomplish. Once all the pieces are assembled, you'll take your freak to Lightning Hill and bring him to life. The final part of the game is basically Judgment, where the townsfolk will gather in the village hall to judge your monster, whether it's good or bad. Based on that, you'll either get a good or bad ending. A truly strange, one-of-a-kind game that's not perfect in any way, but it's simply way more original than it has any right to be.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Time Fighter was released on the Commodore 64 in 1988, an action side-scroller and an exclusive to the C64 by CRL Group, a UK company whose game's quality seemed to be determined by the roll of a dice. You definitely want to avoid some of their hell spawns like Ninja Hamster and Whirlybird, at least for your own sanity. Time Fighter is obscure and dodgy, but my goodness, do we play this game a lot as kids. The nonsensical plot and theme had a lot to do with it, as you are a time traveler sent through 7 time zones spanning most of Earth's history to kill bad guys, or in this game's case, just kill anything that moves in each zone. The whole mystery about which zone would be next was always the biggest drawing point for me, and the game did a pretty good job of delivering entertaining time periods from medieval castles, the Wild West, 1930s Prohibition, and even futuristic space battles. Gameplay generally involves running from left to right and killing anything in your way, while avoiding big vehicles or animals by climbing climbing out of the way, and simply using each zone's weapons to good use. Each time period you get to use a new weapon, which was pretty cool, that matches the location's theme. The Wild West gives you handguns, prehistoric times a rock, World War II gives you grenades, etc. I suppose it makes you blend in as you kill everyone with time-appropriate weapons. Some definitely work better than others, but with practice everything is mostly usable. The game's sluggish controls will take a little getting used to, but again, this series is not about highlighting the best, but more importantly, the obscure. It's all doable though, as I had an untrained version of this as a kid and got to at least the 5th level, so practice does make perfect. The graphics are pretty good. I really like the simplistic background styles and the well-animated main character. The sound effects are pretty minimal, but there's no music, which is a real shame as it does dampen the atmosphere somewhat. Time Fighter is a strange game, not a gem by any means, but it does have a very weird addictive quality that always had me coming back for more, and for that reason alone it's totally worth checking out.